One of the reasons I think I don't always take the quality radios out, like the Icoms and the Yaesus and the Kenwoods, is that I'm worried about dropping them. I'm always out and about and doing tests and radio stuff with the kids and things, and I've never got anywhere decent to clip the radio, and I wanted something high up so I could, because often, you know, I'm a bit thin on signal range, so I didn't want to keep it in my pocket, because that can be the difference between getting a signal or not, you see. So I want the radio to be high up, but not stuck to my head, but preferably high up on the shoulder, so it wouldn't move, it was secure, it wouldn't drop, and I could go rambling and do all my stuff without fear of dropping the radio. So I got to thinking all I needed was something fairly basic here. So I sparked up the design software and I started to play around a little bit last night and came up with a very simple idea. This sort of Picatinny styled adapter here that I designed didn't take too long. I just designed basically a hook and a clamp system that could be used to wrap around webbing or strapping. So, you know, in my instance, in my case, on the straps of a rucksack, so I could keep it on my shoulder. But this could be adapted and used in a number of different positions. And so I did a quick design, popped it into the slicing software here with supports. Now the reason I printed this vertically was because with the supports was because I wanted a good finish on both sides for the video. But in practice, if I was making these in any quantity, I would print these on the side because they would print a lot quicker without that infill section you see there in blue, which is needed to support the top of the device. So they're printed this way, so the only rough side is the side that's the clamping face, which you're not going to see. So anyway, I set the printer off printing and popped and did a few things. Now on the quality settings on this printer, a decent layer height, it took about 4 hours to print this, and as you can see there's a considerable amount of infill material that needs to be removed. So, but again, like I said, this was only done so I could get a good finish on both sides of this adapter. Now you can actually print onto glass, which some people do, but on this particular printer I don't have that option. So this is what I do if I want to maintain a good finish on both sides, is pick the rough side and leave that as it is. So anyway, I was really pleased with how these two parts came out. These are great. These are cheap, super cheap stainless steel bolts. You can pick up ever so cheap on eBay, and really good for when you're doing projects like this. With some of the tolerances on 3D printers, you do have to clear out the holes and do a little bit of cleanup work. That's quite usual if you do get a 3D printer. And got a nice fit there for the cap heads, all nicely fitting flush to the top of the unit there. I wanted something small and not overly complicated, and I wanted it to be cheap to make and also easy and quick to remove in case I do want to run the rucksack without the attachment. So this is quite a useful little device, a little low powered battery screwdriver, which I did a quick video on. If you're interested, it's on the channel. Useful for doing small low torque jobs like this anyway. So I sized this up onto the strap of the rucksack and found it fitted as measured, so that's great. And you can actually angle this to a certain degree as well, as you can see here. So you can, if your strap is crossing your shoulder at an angle, you can obviously adjust this so it sits vertically, which is something that I wanted to do. And I was really surprised at just how well this thing gripped. So I thought, why not? I've got a raft of radios up there, why not just test and see if they all fit okay in and out of this. And I was really pleased that, yep, they all do. Now if you really wanted the radios to sit super flush, I've designed this bracket such that you could clip in little shims to adapt it. So if you did, say for instance, want a bigger, heavier radio and you didn't want it sliding within the bracket, I've designed it so you could print a shim, or I could print a shim to stop it moving. But you see the problem I have without it, I'd actually dropped a radio a couple of times with it just sliding off the strap. And I know some rucksacks do have webbing with little attachments in for you to be able to do this, but none of mine do, hence this is why I did this. So anyway, what I did find after using it for a little bit was that the underside of the clip was a little bit sharp for me. So, and this is how quick you can make adjustments like this in this design software. Quickly make a copy of the lower half of the clip, which is what I've done there, And then what I wanted to do was to take the sharp edge off of that lower radius, because I could feel that lower radius just rubbing my shoulder a little bit, and if you was out for any length of time, that might start to annoy you, particularly if you only had like a t-shirt on or something like that. So you just double click on the edge there, and boom, you've got a radius straight away. How easy is that? You literally just hide the other two items, export it to the slicing software, which creates the file for the printer, and then I printed off another one. I've got 5 of these to give away. If you're in the US, the EU or Canada, I can send these send one of these off to you. All you've got to do is just leave a comment in the section below, let me know what you like about the design and why you would like one, and I'll get one sent off to you. Like I say, there's only 5, so first come, first served. Right, I hope you've enjoyed that. Please keep an eye on the channel for some more content soon. Take care, stay safe, and 73.